My husband is saying another woman's name in his sleep. Original post, I'm in my 30s, married to my husband for about 10 years now. We have kids together, and life has been a mix of the usual ups and downs. One interesting quirk about my husband is that when he's really tired, he talks in his sleep. It's not a lot, just a few words here and there, usually about whatever is on his mind. When our boys were little, he would often mutter things about feeding them or giving them a bath. It was endearing hearing him be so caring even in his sleep. Nowadays, it happens less frequently, maybe once a week, and it's usually about work, fishing, or his car. But last night was different. As I lay beside him, drifting off myself, I heard him say another woman's name. At first, I thought I misheard. He said her name again and laughed softly in his sleep. Then, clear as day, he said, her name, let's go to bed. A few minutes later, he mumbled something about a shower. This woman he mentioned lives nearby. My husband knows her, but I don't, since I work afternoons and he gets off work around 4, the same time she does. They're often outside with the kids around the same time. I've never noticed anything odd between them, just friendly interactions. Despite that, hearing him say her name like that has me feeling paranoid. I'm torn. I don't want to be one of those people who gets mad at their partner for something they said in their sleep, but I can't shake this uneasy feeling. Am I being ridiculous for wanting to bring this up to him? Update: thank you everyone for your advice and support. I decided to bring up the sleep talking incident to my husband in a light-hearted, joking manner. As soon as I mentioned it, he got really defensive. He started saying he couldn't believe I was making an issue out of this. I was shocked by how quickly he reacted. I reassured him that I wasn't accusing him of anything. I just wanted to mention it because it happened and to make a joke out of it, to show I wasn't actually upset. But he didn't calm down. He kept calling me ridiculous and dramatic, saying that if I expected him to stop hanging out with her because of this, I was out of my goddamn mind. Then he stormed out. Now I'm left feeling even more confused and hurt. His reaction has made me question everything, and I don't know what to think or do next. Now for the top of comments before reading the update. Comment 1, put your mind at rest and talk to him. I say and do all sorts of crazy stuff in my sleep. I told my partner he was a danger to me, and I was calling the police once. LOL, he really isn't a danger to me. Comment 2, I'm just a little bit alarmed because he's never spoken about anyone else like this, in this way. It's always very straightforward. Things that he's thinking about or are happening in real life. Comment 3, honey, trust your gut. His reaction is everything you need to know. Comment 4, that anger he directed at you is masking guilt or shame. He's having inappropriate feelings for the neighbor. Whether he's acted on them or not, who knows? Second update, after my husband's very defensive response when I brought up his sleep talking in a really lighthearted way, I began to get a little concerned. Especially when he said, if you expect me to stop hanging out with her over this, you're out of your goddamn mind. Of course, I never would have asked him to stop talking to her over a dream, but his reaction seemed really over the top. So yesterday, I took a half day at work and got home at 4:15, the time they're usually hanging out. My kids and my husband were not at home, even though he had told me he got them off the bus, and his Life 360 showed he was home. Plus his car was in the garage. I called his phone, but it rang in the bedroom with no sign of him. I decided to walk by the woman's house. She has a pool in her backyard, and from the street, I could clearly hear the two of them talking and laughing in the pool. I didn't even step onto her yard. I just yelled out my husband's name and asked, where are the kids? He was silent for so long. He started to say something, but I cut him off. I think I just told him to shut the F up and demanded to know where my kids were. He finally said they were at his mother's. I told him he had until I got back from picking them up to get his stuff out of the house. He tried to keep talking. By this point, he had come out to the street, but I honestly didn't want to hear anything he had to say. I warned him that if he was still there when I returned, I would lose it. He got the point and was gone when I came back. Later that night, I let him tell me his side of the story over the phone. He said they were just friends, and that he didn't tell me how close they were because he thought I would get upset. That was a lie. I don't care if he has female friends as long as he's respectful of boundaries, which he wasn't. I don't believe anything he said. He lied about where our kids were just to innocently hang out with a friend. This is all so new, but I have no intentions of reconciling with him. I'll be a co-parent and nothing else. It feels surreal how all of this started. I still can't really believe it's happening.